Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy, my channel's Finding Value. We're going to look at oil and gas. Oil's kind of taking a little bit of a breather here. I don't know how long this is going to last because I think it could go either way here in the short term, and I'll show you what that looks like in the charts, obviously. And again, this is just my financial opinion. Please don't use it as advice. And we'll jump right into the charts right now. So here we go. Here is crude right off the bat. Let's throw a trend line in. What I'm doing is I'm trying to search for things here. Here's a trend line there. And if I'm seeing this correctly, we're trying to potentially break this upper trend line here. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for trends, looking for potential breaks. We kind of hit our head on it. Are we going to do like a little U here and then try breaking higher, or are we going to rest a little bit and come back? I can't tell you the future. I'm not that good. But I think, let me throw one other trend line in here just to show you. We do have some support down here, right? That's the support line underneath it. And if we break this to the upside, I mean, we could be running again. So I'm holding on. I'm not really doing anything. And we got natural gas. Natural gas is bouncing around here. It's showing some resiliency. Man, maybe this thing consolidates sideways and moves on up. Looks good. Now, looking at some of these ETFs, I threw some ETFs in here. XLE. And all I'm going to do is something very, very easy. I'm just going to throw a trend line right here. There. And look what we're doing. We're just kind of sitting there resting a little bit before I think we're going to move higher. We may put a little handle in here, a little U-shaped handle, where we get like a cup and handle pattern, which is a continuation pattern to the upside. But XLE looks excellent. XLE, excellent. There you go. OIH, this is a oil service companies. They broke its downtrend. It's moving on up. Looks pretty good for right now. Doesn't look bad. Nice little, almost bullish engulfing pattern to move on up. Recaf, and then, I heard some people say that there was some inside selling. I didn't see that, but if you want to link it in the comment section, I'd love to see it, to see how much and who's doing it. But what I can tell is we broke to the upside here. We're coming sideways, and the chart looks pretty good. The only thing that I would say that doesn't look as good is we did have some big buying pressure before this pattern here. Let me throw the entire pattern in here so you guys can see it. There's the pattern I'm talking about. We did have some selling pressure down before it, but we already broke to the upside of this of the move. There is, I got to get out first. We could draw it like this as well and put it here and do something like that where we're still in the pattern. That's another thing that we could be doing, is just coiling up before a very large break, either down or up. Sometimes when you enter it, it wants to break to the downside. So let's watch out, if it breaks to the downside or to the upside. We have 2D seismic coming up that's going to be released. I'm hoping that's a catalyst to move higher. But you never know. We'll see what happens. Here's SM Energy. SM Energy is looking fantastic. Here is some support underneath it. We broke out. We're kind of pulling back a little bit. It doesn't look bad. There's no huge selling pressure here, so I think the buyers are still in control. Everything looks intact. And I can say that for Centennial Development. It tried selling off today, and it was bought back up. I think we're probably going to end up going higher very soon. We've got Callon Petroleum, similar chart. Not much of a pullback here, so that looks pretty good. We're trying to break through its highs. That's all we're trying to do. Could this be a cup and handle pattern? I think so. It very well could be a cup and handle forming, which is a continuation pattern to the upside. Tetra Technologies is putting in its cup right now, it looks like. So that one looks good, and this could be a handle on a larger cup and handle pattern too. We've got Helix Energy Solutions. This one's delayed behind most of the other companies, but it's forming up. It's trying to go. Once we get through some resistance, it's going to break and probably be a big winner in a little bit. Not yet though. Transocean's been moving sideways. Doesn't look too bad. I mean, it doesn't look good or bad. It's just moving sideways, chopping around. Probably resting a little bit. Tellurian looks like it's trying to find some footing here. I'm going to throw a trend line in the bottom here to show you guys kind of what's going on. And I think what's going on is we're just moving on an uptrend. So it's looking fine. We got that little V-shaped pattern going on. Let's hope it continues higher. Contango, same thing, doesn't look too bad. At least this candlestick here with the wick at the bottom. We could potentially move on up. What I see here is I see this pattern here that we're trying to break out of. So that's some resistance right there. We've got Sand Ridge with a little bit of a bearish engulfing sell-off pattern, kind of leaking down. The sellers aren't womping it, so we'll see what happens over the next couple of days. And that's a natural gas company. This natural gas company is selling off. We're probably coming back to the $9 area or so, finding some support, and then maybe we'll figure out what to do after that. And then looking at some of these from a long-term perspective, we've got the pullback here, the consolidation phase, and this is a consolidation phase here. Star, arrow, and then I think we're ready to move on higher. It doesn't mean that we just launch higher and go straight higher, but we're right where the arrow is in this area in here, I think, and that's what we're putting in. And Crude Energy is the same way. It's the same pattern. If you look in the recognition on a long term, draw the trend line across, and I think that we're like way down here even still for Crude Energy, and we're probably going to move sideways for a little bit, and then eventually break to the upside. So you could draw the line where this line is up here. We're not even up there yet. So in the long term, I mean, the value here, guys, and the move, the potential moves in front of us, it's all good. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to hold on. Hold on. I think there's a lot of potential in front of us. I think oil is going to have problems probably over the next couple of years, and prices are going to solve it. They're just going to be a lot higher. But that's my opinion. I'm an oil bull. I think oil is going to do very well. I think the patterns are good. The charts are good. They're putting in these cup and handle patterns, continuation patterns on the short term. We've got good long term technical analysis. We've got good charts on oil. We've got good supply demand fundamentals backing all these charts. Everything looks good, guys. And that's what I'm just going to hold. I'm going to hold on, and I'm going to ride this bull higher, guys. I'm going to ride it higher. And if you guys are interested in riding the bull higher with me, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for listening. This is Finding Value.